Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Life Below Zero, Northern Territories. If you look it up on IMDb, it doesn't exist. Like, I looked for it. It might now be called Life Below Zero Canada, because obviously Northern Territories refers to Canada, Yukon, Ontario. There's a number of different locations throughout this series, even just the first episode, that show people living off the grid, hunting for berries, hunting for moose, fishing with their 4-year-old, throwing out, putting out nets and telling that child that, hey, if you fall into this net, you're going to drown. And that's the life lesson you learn when you're out fishing with daddy, eh? So be aware that this is very Canadian, and also just, hey, you know what? People are getting followed around by cameras as they live in the wilderness. And you know what? More power to them. Honestly, I know I could never live that far off the grid these days. Well, I couldn't make these videos, which I'm sure all of you so desperately love to watch. What could I do? I'm sure there's probably not a great Wi-Fi signal that far out. Don't know. Either way, you know what? These people are watching their own show using a satellite dish. You don't see it. They're just covered up with a blanket probably inside their cabin, but they probably are. Anyway, this is from 21, 22. It's 2 seasons. It's survival. It's about just, living within your means and getting as much moose meat before winter comes as you can. However, the problem with the name isn't the only issue I had with this show. The content of the show is fine itself. It's not really for me. It's not really something that I would ever choose to watch. I think we have one more series called Next Generation, Life Below Zero, Next Generation. I think that's the only one we haven't watched yet, and it's not even on the current list. It'll be added next quarter at the end of March. But I was watching the first episode, and the plan was to just watch one episode. And I paused it for a minute, left the room, came back, started it up again, and watching it for a little bit, and all of a sudden I see the titles show up, the beginning titles, and I look and I see I'm on the second episode. I mean, did I black out? No. I tried to go back to the first episode, try to pick up where I think I last was, the last part where I paused. I think I had like 23 minutes left. And I couldn't do it. Something with Disney Plus on my computer, maybe, I don't know. But no matter what I could do, I tried to reload, refresh, do everything else. Halfway through the episode, it just cuts to the second episode. So I don't know what's going on, but apparently I can only watch half of one episode. This is the first time that's ever happened to me, that I wasn't able to finish a proper episode. But it seemed like it just flowed right into the next one, because the girl was still talking about hunting moose. Becky, I think. She was still talking about hunting moose, because if you don't get enough moose meat, people get cranky, and there's no meat and fat to enjoy when it's 40 below. So, get that moose. But also, just try to watch the show on Disney Plus without it crashing. I don't know. So I just sort of watched a little bit of the second episode, and that's it. That's all I can really tell you. But, as I said a moment ago, this is not really for me. It's not my thing. There's people who I know would love to live off the grid and live this bare bones lifestyle, because when society collapses, they're the only ones who are going to survive. And it's probably true, because we won't be able to get by without a latte or Disney Plus or whatever, the internet. These people will be fine with their dogs and their generators, and the dogs pulling an ATV for some reason. That seems strange or unnecessary. I think that's powered. I could be wrong. I didn't get to that episode. Either way, if this is your thing, totally go for it. 2 seasons, but for me, I literally can't seem to watch a full episode without it freaking out on me. Have fun. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. $3.93. Oh my gosh, that's the very last item in the list. We only have 393 options. And I hope it's still on here. It's a series. And of course, you got to imagine it begins with Z. It's the very last thing in the list. This is a classic. This might be... Is it a series? Maybe it was a movie. It's listed here. It's color-coded as a series. We'll find out soon enough. Hopefully it's still on here. This is the kind of thing that could come and go. You never know. We're going to watch Zorro. Yeah, Zorro. I think it's a black and white classic. I think there's at least 2 Zorro things on Disney Plus. Last I checked. We'll see. But we're going to watch just the thing called Zorro on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.